Tonight on CTV News, they're being described as some of New Zealand's worst criminals. So why are they allowed at this public park? Will $50,000 be enough to attract school staff to poor areas? And marching for gold, but will they win the grand final?
Broadcasting across Canterbury, from the CTV studio, this is First at 5.
Good evening. Police have not been able to identify a second set of human remains found in the Tasman Glacier near Mount Cook last week. The remains follow another body found last month. Police will use DNA to identify the bodies, but say the two deaths are unlikely to be related. There are still 70 people reported missing from the area, and police say people often find frozen bodies from time to time, and the two bodies are likely to have been exposed because of the warmer weather and lower snowfall. Christchurch's RSA headquarters rebuild is near complete. The big move is scheduled for next week, but local members may not be able to celebrate with a drink. The body corporate owners of a new apartment block across the road are fighting the RSA over its alcohol licensing. Here's Marcus Gibbs.
With just a few finishing touches left to do, the Christchurch RSA members are looking forward to moving into their new $6.5 million building.
This represents the home for the veterans. You know, it's somewhere to gather. It's a focal point to share stories and comradeship.
This is the RSA's flagship Christchurch headquarters. After a year of construction, the finished building will be a grand memorial. 11 fins will line the front of the building, representing the 11 World War I battles. Plaques from memorials destroyed in the earthquakes will also feature in the design. But while the restaurant is nearly open for business, the barman might not be able to pour a single drink. The body corporate of the apartment block across the road, which has only just begun construction, is opposing the RSA's application for a liquor licence.
We were disappointed with the body corporate's response.
The RSA has room for 144 people in the bar and another 70 people seated in the downstairs restaurant. Upstairs, an additional bar can cater for 140 people, while another function room can fit 69. The body corporate couldn't be reached for comment today on the matter, but they have reportedly told the RSA they would only allow the liquor licensing if the RSA reduced its trading hours.
People will use every opportunity to object to what they perceive as noise.
Meanwhile, a different apartment building directly next door to the RSA supports the venture, believing it will be good for their own business. Graham Kennedy says as long as the RSA members don't consume alcohol outside after 10, the body corporate's happy with the licensing to go ahead.
We have been on site for 95 years in a bar situation. We have now an on licence, and of course that provides an opportunity for people to object, and we have had an objection from some people who are rebuilding adjacent to us.
The RSA says it has an unblemished record on the site with no complaints so far.
Well, I think that the fact that we've been here for 95 years speaks for itself. If there'd been a problem over the last 95 years with the way we run things, I would have thought that it would have come out.
They've tried to compromise with the opposing body corporate, but both parties couldn't agree.
We've mitigated that noise issue by saying that we will close the outside forecourt area and close the doors at 10 o'clock. So that drinkers are inside the complex.
An alcohol licensing public hearing is to be scheduled to discuss the matter. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
Christchurch residents are outraged following news that 3 of what's being described as New Zealand's worst criminals have been taking their morning walks at St Albans Park in Edgware. Here's Marcus Gibbs.
Maria Goodwin is a fan of her local St Albans Park.
It's a nice park and there's always lots of mums and babies
But this community is in shock following news that 2 pedophiles and a murderer have been regularly walking around the popular park.
Having them out and free to walk around is just appalling.
I wouldn't be going there if I knew those guys were lingering around.
The Christchurch Press was tipped off about the trio running this story over the weekend. Serial sex offender Lloyd Alexandra McIntosh, Evan Andrew Campbell and Nicholas N. Hawker have all committed graphic and disturbing crimes. During their walks, the 3 men are always supervised by 3 staff at a residential centre. They are also constantly electronically monitored. These walks are a way for the men to reintegrate into the community, but local residents aren't happy with the situation.
That's pretty messed up.
St Albans Park is a community recreational area. There is a skate park, a basketball court and even a playground. News of the pedophiles is intimidating their locals.
Should be locked up, throw away the key.
I don't think it's a good idea.
It's a bit of a concern that they're out in public, but at the same time, it's a tough call because they are trying to reintegrate them into society. But I am a bit uncomfortable about them being in parks like that.
My children are all older now, so they're 16 and above, so it doesn't really worry me.
It would put me off taking small children there, though.
Despite the strong reaction from the public, the centre's director has told the press that the residents were taken for walks in several parks across the city. She added that they were supervised and public safety is a priority. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
And we turn our attention now to the other side of town. Hornby High has found a new way to get its students into new business ventures. Here's Jared McCulloch.
The expo stands, the business cards and the product plans. This is one team of entrepreneurs hoping to create the next big thing. Everything from finding your keys with a global tracker, a set of headphones playing music at the click of a pen, or maybe scented socks. They're just some of the concepts put forward to judges at Hornby High School as part of a Year 12 extracurricular program. But if you want to go camping in style, this product may be for you.
Basically, we were inventing a beautiful blanket, that was the name, and it was basically a electric blanket, but it's more upgraded, so you can take it outdoors, it's portable, and it's battery powered as well.
This was the winning item for this year's event, with groups working as a team and aiming to succeed. Think of it like the popular British TV series Dragon's Den.
My Biz it's a program that's sponsored by the Maori Women's Development Corporation, and this is our 4th year involvement with it. And we have 2 presenters, Mark and Moana, who are business people in their own rights, and they fly down from Auckland each year to run this program.
Hornby High is the only school taking up the program in Christchurch. The judging panel, including business leaders from Westpac, Fulton Hogan and Labour's Wigram MP Megan Wood. The teams only had 3 days to come up with the idea and execute the product for judging, with this group of 9 students each having a role in the project. But 16-year-old Caleb says taking a leadership role has its toll.
It was hard, definitely, making sure everyone's okay and, their position and stuff like that, doing the right thing, especially walking around all the time, making sure everyone's okay, and doing my job as well. So it was hard, but it was definitely a good experience.
And Wendy says it's more than just inventing a product.
The main theme over the 3 days was communication. So they had to be able to communicate with others, work with people who they wouldn't normally sit beside in a classroom, and come to an agreement right at the start what the product was going to be and work towards that. And they were very stressed out over that last day and a bit.
It was pretty stressful. That was the main problem. It was very stressful. Everyone was stressing out.
For many people, it could take years to run a business as the top dog, but not for Caleb.
I just walked in, sat down, and they basically said, "Oh, you're our CEO at the moment," and so I kind of just, stepped up a bit more. Just made sure everyone was okay and comfortable in their positions and stuff.
Many students base their projects around music technology, but Wendy says it's all about expanding the student's mind and being creative.
The product that won on the day was one that was quite innovative and definitely has marketable options. If the students or someone else wanted to pick that up and take it further, they had actually thought outside the square a little bit more about what it could be used for, etc.
And she says the program is designed for students to take their skills further.
We're very keen here on employability skills, so personal presentation, where they had to present themselves, communication, teamwork was a big one, as well as just timeliness, getting things done on time.
And Caleb agrees.
Definitely, especially with my speech and stuff like that, it's very embarrassing if you muck up and stuff like that, so yeah, it's definitely good to practice now.
Caleb says his future career is looking towards joining the army, but would he continue his duties as chief executive?
Well, I honestly would. If they said it's possible, then I definitely would. It's a great experience, so I definitely take it that next level.
So you never know, this product might be coming to a store near you. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.
Good on them. Well, still to come here on CTV News, students give up the bare necessities for charity.
Blackwell's has a proud history presenting leading vehicle brands, extensive backup and service for a total one-stop driving experience. Holden, Mazda and HSV new and used vehicle sales, servicing, parts, paint and panel, Isuzu truck sales and service, all together in one convenient location. More selection, more value, more quality and more reasons to make Blackwell's your number one choice. Visit Blackwell's today, corner Waterloo Racecourse Road, Sockburn, or online at blackwells.co.nz.
Hi, I'm Mark and welcome to Staywell Pharmacy. At Staywell Pharmacy, we do more than just dispense prescriptions. As Canterbury's most experienced supplier of compression hosiery and travel socks, our friendly staff can assist you with all your needs when it comes to looking after your health. Whether you're recovering from surgery, taking that overseas trip, or wanting to stop those tired, aching legs, Staywell Pharmacy has you covered. Bookings are essential. For a new direction in your future health, call us today. Staywell Pharmacy. Live well, stay well.
At Primary ITO, we want to help you lead your business into the future with confidence. The Diploma in Agribusiness Management allows you to learn the latest techniques and you can apply your newly developed skills from the moment you start. With the option of workshops and online self-directed learning, training fits around your lifestyle. Key learning areas include human resource management, financial planning, budgeting and more. So contact us today to discuss your training needs.
The King is back, direct from the UK. Ben Portsmouth, voted the world's best Elvis performer with the Roger Fox Band, now on his 2015 World Tour. His stage presence and voice quality will make you weak at the knees. You could be watching the King himself. Don't miss Ben Portsmouth, the ultimate Elvis performer. 10 shows only. For booking details, see thekingisback.co.nz.
And welcome back to CTV News. Well, they've been known to give out rain jackets and shoes for children in need. Now, KidsCan has launched its new initiative here in Christchurch, warning about the dangers of sharing drink bottles.
These Christchurch High School students won't be just taking their homework today, with each teen receiving a drink bottle as part of a new charity program. KidsCan has launched its hydration initiative here at Hornby High School, encouraging pupils to drink more water for their health and well-being. And the Deputy Principal says it's great for the school.
I think it was at the end of last year they had this, the drink bottles produced by Meridian, and would we be keen for our students to have one? So we said, yeah, of course.
She hopes the bottles will send a good message about the need for hydration.
The health aspect of not sharing drink bottles, especially sports times and the hot days like this. So yeah, and it's also given us an opportunity to sort of have a bit of an education around drinking plenty, keeping hydrated, and especially in hot weather.
And the KidsCan health manager says it's been a new focus identified by Christchurch schools.
This initiative came about because it was identified by Julie when she was visiting Christchurch schools last year, speaking to principals and pupils about what the issues were, that hydration was something that they felt was important. Hydration is an issue New Zealand-wide, especially in warm places, but yeah, this was specifically an initiative for Christchurch.
But she says the health benefits are essential for student learning.
So there's sort of two main things. The first one is trying to encourage hydration, and we know that when you're hydrated, you're more likely to be able to concentrate, you're less sleepy. So obviously for children, it's about being in the classroom, being able to learn, being ready for exams. And secondly, the most, I'd say one of the most important things about drink bottles is having your own drink bottle, not sharing with others. So some of the issues that come from sharing drink bottles are things like cold sores, having colds and flus, sore throats can be really easily transmitted if you're sharing a drink bottle with someone else.
Hornby High is a low decile school and one of 6 other schools around Christchurch to receive the blue bottles. But today it was all about these Year 7 and 8 pupils learning the importance of staying hydrated, with 11-year-old Anaru saying it's a simple gesture but one he'll treasure.
It feels like it's your own, so you're not sharing, and kids can have especially did this for our school.
And it's even got his name on it, and so too will all the other students, with around 630 being handed out at this school alone. How much water would you drink daily? Do you drink much water?
Yeah, maybe a cup a day.
About 3 cups.
And Karen says drinking water is an ongoing issue.
we don't like our students to have fizzy drinks in school. We try to encourage them not to bring them into school and to bring water as an option. We don't sell fizzy drinks in our canteen, so it's part of an ongoing sort of education process.
So it's another step for KidsCan, with nearly 3,000 drink bottles expected to be delivered to the other Christchurch schools in the coming weeks. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.
Thousands of New Zealanders are expected to visit our city this week to celebrate Māori language and culture.
The Māori Development Minister is encouraging whānau heading to Te Mātātini in Christchurch next week to use as much Māori language as they can. The Māori Language Commission has just launched a campaign to urge the 30,000 expected visitors attending Te Mātātini 2015 to speak Te Reo Māori day in and day out. Te Ororoa Flavel says if New Zealanders are serious about the survival of Māori language, they should take every opportunity to use it. He says Te Mātātini is the perfect opportunity. Thousands of whānau, 4 days of top-notch kapahaka and lots of kōrero. According to Census 2013, more than half of Māori adults can speak some Te Reo Māori, and 1 in 5 can hold a conversation in Te Reo. Mr Flavel says whānau Māori need to rise to the challenge if the language is going to survive. He says it takes 1 generation to lose a language and 3 generations to get it back. He wants Te Reo Māori speakers to encourage those who aren't so fluent to give it a go. This campaign will identify those people who are keen to be spoken to in Māori. In Parliament last week, Mr Flavel encouraged other MPs to attend the biennial festival so they can feel, hear and see Te Reo Māori in action.
It was one of the best turnouts yet at Clearwater Golf Course, with the world's top female golfer, Lydia Ko, drawing in the crowds of thousands. Warren Heads sums up the event.
After her record-breaking round of 61, 11 under par on Saturday at Clearwater, Christchurch and folk from around the country came out in their thousands to see the young 17-year-old compete in the final round at Clearwater on Sunday. She didn't disappoint, and the golf was sublime. She finished with 70, 61, 71, 14 under par. That was enough to win on the opening day. She had forecast that 10 would do it, but it turned out to be 14, and she won by 4 shots from the West Australian amateur Hannah Green. Into the back 9, the wind came up a little bit, and Ko went backwards at one point. Charlie Hull from the UK made her charge, but she could only get to within 2 shots when Ko was back at 12 under. Charlie went on to finish with 75, out of contention for this particular Open, but she'll have the memory of playing with one of the finest young players in the world at the moment. The world number 1, Lydia Ko, was trailed throughout the back 9 by the Prime Minister. She thanked him for his support when she got up to take the trophy. He thanked her for coming, and she made the most eloquent victory speech in several years at this tournament. 18,000 people came out to see the young golfer play over the last 3 days. If she never comes back, they'll have the memory forever. I'm Warren Head at the Women's Open at Clearwater.
Very nice. Still to come, the weekend sports roundup and your region's weather.
Jumpstart your career in the primary industries at Aoraki Polytechnic. Qualify with a New Zealand diploma in agribusiness management. Study on your farm, for your farm on a project-based method. Aoraki also offers Level 2 and 3 agriculture, Level 3 horticulture and epiculture for those interested in the beekeeping industry. So enrol today and get hands-on experience at Aoraki.
For news, views and local stories, the Christchurch Star.
Opus is recreating the heart of Canterbury. From large-scale projects to commercial buildings. Your design, your vision. Opus.
Welcome back to CTV News. Just a quick reminder on the Lynch program tonight at 8:30 right here on this channel. I'll be speaking to the boss of the Christchurch City Council, Dr. Carleen Edwards. Nothing is off limits. It's an important interview given what's happening in our city when it comes to the rate increases. So do join me for Lynch tonight here at CTV at 8:30. Well, now here's Gords with the weekend sports roundup.
The Crusaders were outclassed on Saturday night as an impressive Chiefs side hammered last year's Super Rugby finalists 40 points to 16. With two early penalty conversions from Colin Slade and Waikato's James Lowe being sin-binned for a dangerous tackle, the match looked to be going in the Crusaders' favour, but how quickly things changed. The Crusaders were unable to take the advantage of an extra man, with Sonny Bill Williams dotting down for the undermanned Chiefs, and when Crusaders captain Matt Todd was banned for an illegal tackle of his own, it was all the Chiefs from that point forward. Trailing 22-9 at the break, an early try to the returning Andy Ellis was one of the only bright spots for the visitors as the Chiefs continued their dominance, eventually running in 5 tries in the bonus point win. The side now have a bye this weekend as they look to address their issues before taking on the Lions at AMI Stadium on March 14. To football now, where Canterbury United fell to their 5th straight defeat in the ASB Football Premiership in what is now becoming a season to forget. The side will think themselves unlucky to come away from the game with no points to show, with the home side creating enough chances to win the game at English Park. The 2-1 loss to Waitakere United now ends the small mathematical chance the team had of making the playoffs, with the side's focus now turning to restoring some pride with 2 matches remaining this season. In brighter news, it was the fairy tale ending to the New Zealand Women's Golf Open at Clearwater yesterday, with Golden Girl Lydia Ko finishing 14 under for the tournament and taking the title by 4 shots. The highlight of the 3-day event was Ko's second round on Saturday, with the young Kiwi breaking a course record, shooting a round of 61 and claiming the lead of the tournament in the process. This year's tournament was a huge success, with record crowds turning out for the event. Going forward, the main issue for the tournament will be if Ko's future appearance can be secured, with the world #1 indicating it was a stretch to make it to the event, with bigger LPGA Tour events taking place either side of her home event. And finally tonight, a new era for the Mainland Tactics begins tonight as the side begin their ANZ Netball Championship under the guidance of new coach Sue Hawkins. After having the chance to see her squad in action during pre-season, it's all down to business tonight when the side takes on the Northern Mystics at Horncastle Arena. Hawkins' new position is thought to be one of the more challenging in sporting circles as she looks to change the fortunes for the side who have finished wooden spooners for 4 of the past 5 years. Tonight's match gets underway at 7:40. You're up to date with the latest in local sport. I'm Gordon Findlater for CTV Sport.
Thanks, Gord. It's now time for the region's weather.
Hello Canterbury, I hope you've had a great weekend. Let's start with Timaru, Temuka and Geraldine. You had a high of 23 degrees. Ashburn and Methven, it was a pleasant day on 23. Rakaia, 23 for you also. Darfield, you're sitting on 23 today. Leeston and Rolleston slightly cooler on 22 degrees. Lincoln and Christchurch, you both shared 22 today. Moving across to Akaroa now, it was a warm day today on 22 degrees. Further north, Kaiapoi, Rangiora and Amberley, it was a warm day reaching 24. Golverton, Hamner Springs and Cheviot, the warmest places to be in the region today. 25 was your high. And Kaikoura, 22 for you. Let's take a look at tomorrow's weather now. Timaru will be cloudy at first, but there is some sunny periods increasing during the day, with cool southwesterlies dying out by midday, switching to light northeasterlies. Tonight's low 13, tomorrow's high 19 degrees. Ashburn, and now there'll be some low cloud and maybe a few showers at first, but they'll slowly clear during the day with cool southwesterly breezes dying away with light northeasterlies coming your way. Your low tonight is 13, tomorrow's high 18 degrees. Christchurch tomorrow, a few showers at first, but it'll clear with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day and northeasterlies developing during the afternoon. There'll be a chance of a few showers by evening also. 14 your overnight low, tomorrow's high 18 degrees. Up in Kaikoura tomorrow, it'll be mostly cloudy skies for you with the odd afternoon shower possible and some light southwesterly breezes turning northeasterly later on in the day. Tonight's low is 14, your high tomorrow is 20. Let's take a look at the other areas around the region now. Temuka and Geraldine, a cloudy day at first with a mild 19 tomorrow. Methven and Rakaia, cloudy all day for you, 18 degrees. Darfield, Leeston, Rolleston and Lincoln, expect the cloudy skies for all these places tomorrow, your high 18. Over in Akaroa, some showers at first, but they'll ease back to cloud by the afternoon, slightly cooler with 17. Kaipoi, Rangiora and Amberley, cloud in the morning, and it's going to stay around in the afternoon too, 18 degrees for you all. Golverton, Hamner Springs and Cheviot, a cloudy day sitting on 18 tomorrow. Looking ahead for Canterbury now, the early showers will clear on Wednesday and sunny periods expected during the afternoon with cool southwesterly winds. Fine and sunny on Thursday with moderate northeasterlies but some milder temperatures expected. Let's jump forward to the weekend now. Warm, gusty northwesterlies and high cloud on Friday, but they'll turn to a blustery southwest change during the evening with a few showers here and there. Dry at first on Saturday with some light winds and cloudy skies, but there will be some periods of rain developing during the afternoon and cooler southwesterly winds expected. And it'll become fine and sunny on Sunday with southwesterlies dying out and northeasterlies later on in the day. And tonight's weather music is brought to you by Christchurch composer Sam O'Neill. And that's your weather for Monday.
Very nice music indeed, Sam O'Neill. Thank you for that. And that is CTV News for Monday. We'll catch you back here for Lynched at 8:30. But from me and everybody at the news team, have a good night.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.